All right, a quick end of day recap here to close out this fairly uneventful Monday. The expectations today were pretty light, and they're going to continue to be light as we trade into the end of December. The end of the year is typically a pretty slow period, low volumes, choppier action. You just want to be real careful as we get into this kind of end of year time period, essentially the last 2 weeks of the year. Definitely don't want to be trying to make your month, make your year on these last 2 weeks. Essentially, the main watch coming into the session was how price traded versus that prior day's range. I had mentioned prior day high is kind of a key watch on both ES and SPY. The setup pretty similar there. Friday did post an inside day, and generally speaking, the rule of thumb is to go with the break of the inside day. So if the inside day breaks higher, you're looking for longs, assuming there is acceptance above that prior day high, and vice versa for prior day low. If it breaks lower, you're looking for shorts. Now, this has been a bull's tape for the past 7 weeks or so, primarily personally focused on long trades. That was the case again today. I'm going to continue to keep that approach until we see some type of real sellers materialize on this tape. I don't mean a pullback on the 15-minute chart or the 30-minute chart or something like that. I'm talking about an actual sell signal on the daily or weekly time frame chart, and that's just something we have not seen yet. So the focus continues to be longs. Now, with that in mind, again, today's action fairly choppy. Right, we did have a couple of great opportunities. There were some decent setups here into 10 a.m. 10 a.m. reversal time with price near session lows. That was a decent long setup. You do also have that action over here versus VWAP versus that overnight high. That was a phenomenal 2-hour trader setup. The question right now is whether or not we are going to see continued range trading. Like, was today's action a bit of range expansion, another scenario I had outlined this morning? Or is this the start of another leg higher? Now, personally, I'm going to be treating this pretty much like just a bit of range expansion until we start to see some continued action above that 4,800 level. Now, the near-term range that we were looking at was 4750 by essentially 4790. Little 10-point blip higher, nothing major, right? A scenario, again, I outlined this morning in the pre-market prep live stream. Just want to be considering this kind of range expansion. If that ends up being true, we want to be careful in this zone. This is the near-term range high. Most likely, price rejects the near-term range high. We trade back down into the volume point of control and then potentially the near-term range low, assuming that, again, this continues to trade in a range-bound fashion. For that assessment, all you need to do is just kind of keep an eye on your 4,800 and the 4,790 area. Buyers will be looking to, of course, show some continuation here. We'll see what the appetite for risk is after just, essentially 2 sessions of consolidation. It's not very much consolidation considering the move that we just had on the daily chart. If you remember the big picture setup at play here, we did a big trend move, right? Consolidation, 4 or 5 sessions of consolidation there. Another big trend move. You got about 3 weeks of consolidation right here. Now we're talking about 8 sessions higher, 8 consecutive sessions higher, pretty much 8 green bars there. Now Friday was technically a red day, but looking at the actual candlestick here, it's just a doji, so not really a pullback or anything like that. A brief breather, and price is potentially making some fresh highs here. So fresh 52-week highs, fresh year-to-date highs on S&P. When we zoom out, we're starting to get that move into this next level of interest up here into it looks like late March, early April of 2022 daily pivot. So this is a significant level. We also want to be keeping an eye on these highs through here. Again, this is that 4,800 area. So all of this 4,800 area is going to be a pretty significant level. Take a look at the high volume node that you can see right here on the chart. looking at volume profile. So 4,800 main watch for tomorrow. Once again, expecting a slower session. Check volume today. Look at that volume bar. Very, very light. That's like half of what we see on average. So you don't want to be too aggressive in this tape at all. Now, as far as, let me double check that volume. Yes, 53% daily average currently. So as far as the tech heavy NASDAQ, once again, pretty similar setup as usual to ES. Very similar inside day, right? You had that inside day on Friday. Price resolves higher. It's a long. Let's take a look at the intraday action. So again, some decent opportunities today. Just a slow grind higher. Nothing really to write home about. NQ, couple of really good long opportunities off the open. You could trade the opening drive there. You have a great pullback here. Another great pullback here. So some really good opportunities if you're entering correctly. If not, I imagine you're just getting chopped up. So entries are going to be super important during these slower weeks. All right, so as far as NQ, once again, similar to ES, just looking for that continuation move. Are buyers going to continue to step up through today's high? Or are we just going to trade back down into kind of that 2-3 session range that we've been in? That's TBD. No crystal ball here or anything like that. We know the trend is higher. We know bulls are in control. But we have to see what their appetite for risk is up here at these highs after, not much of a consolidation, not much of a reaccumulation phase. As far as individual names, I did have Carvana on watch. This is one that we've had on watch for about a week now. Friday's idea, looking for a continuation play, looking for that second day move, didn't materialize. So then we have an inside day setup. Now, like I just mentioned at the start of this, with the inside day, you always want to go with the direction of the break. Look how that works. Break that prior day high. You have a nice long setup here. So coming into some resistance, we want to see tomorrow if price is going to be able to break these highs. This is one of the big short squeeze names. So if it triggers this weekly breakout, you definitely want to have this one on watch. So Carvana, ticker CVNA, stays on watch for tomorrow. We also have the docu sign. There's an inside day. Just want to see how that inside day breaks for tomorrow. And then we have Roblox. Technical setup. Again, coming into the resistance point of a weekly base. Want to see if price is going to break out here. Nice consolidation near the highs on higher than average volume. So that's a pretty good looking setup. Another one that has been on watch for the past week or so. So we'll see if that triggers the breakout. That's about it for individual names. ES, NQ, looking for that continuation move. Other than that, a pretty quiet day as expected. Hope everyone had a great day. I will see you guys tomorrow morning for the pre-market prep live stream. Take care. Have a great afternoon. Later.